This is the St. Johns County Real Estate Auction Report brought to you by Vanta Quality Assets. You can find us at vantallc.com. Investors welcome. Now, let's go to court. And at the courthouse steps auction, I'm going to try and make it as quickly as possible. First house was 1667 Masters Drive, not a very good neighborhood. No reserve. They actually started bidding on it, but they only went to about $25,000. Bank bid 26. Basically went back to the bank. This house here is not in a neighborhood that is very lucrative, shall we say. Next home, 1776 1008 Beckenham Drive, and let's look at that. There was some interest, and it actually sold. It sold for a little bit more than what the professionals usually buy it for, but you know, according to the estimate, whoever purchased it made 75%. We were not interested, not in this particular home. Next, 407 445 Fort Drum Court. Kind of went backwards on that one, but anyway, again, there was some bidding, some interest in this particular home. Not too much though, up to $161,000, or specifically $160,000. Went back to the bank at $161. Again, look at the reserve, it's pretty high. I don't know why they bid on this. These were the professionals bidding on it. Professionals like me, we didn't touch it. Didn't touch it one bit, because look at the reserve, but whatever. Anyway, it's interesting. This one canceled. Let me show it to you anyway, just for Pete's sake, if you will, whoever Pete is. 100 Boardwalk Drive, apartment 822. It did cancel. It was a condo. And next one, did it, after this, did it sell? No. High bid was 100. Let me show it to you. 415, there it is. 1445 Masters Drive. Masters Drive is not a very nice road. Two homes were bid on, foreclosed on and auctioned, and none sold. Next, 0611 111 Lemonwood Drive. Now, 111 Lemonwood Drive did cancel, but I wanted to show it to you anyway. And let's go to the next one. There was no reserve. Bank bid 100. Nobody cared for it. We certainly didn't. 1663 is the case number. And you would think, whoa, what's wrong with this property? I mean, it looks very nice, blah, blah, blah. Not really. Not really. It had some liens on it. Don't care too much for that. Okay. This particular property, Sparrow Branch Circle, his estimate was 306. It did cancel, but I thought I'd show it to you anyway. Let's go to the next property. Next property, reserve was 417. The plaintiff total was 413, and come on, a little less than 300,000 was the zestimate on the home. And let me show it to you. Property in question is here. Yeah, it's got a beautiful backyard, all trees. Oh wow, nobody bought it. Nobody bought it. 5 bedroom, 3 bath. Nobody bought it. Next home. I had no data on this, so I can't really show it to you, but I can tell you that the plaintiff total was 242. If you want to look it up, or you want to give us a call, more than happy to give you information on it. And the next property is, you got 308 here. This is the property here, 1019 Eagle Point Drive. Shows you in a different type of page, but as you can see here, the property is here. And this area got some nice backyard. And here are the stats for this particular property. 1130 Linwood Loop. Here's the property. Did it sell? No, the reserve was not that high, but it was high enough relative to this estimate. Nobody wanted it. Of course, we didn't want it. And by the way, we do have lots of properties we get all the time from the banks. If you're interested, give us a call. Okay, 131022 1725 Dartmoor Lane, Dartmoor. High bid was 188. Pro Max, you know, this particular professional that is always there, I don't know what was wrong with him. He bid on a few properties that clearly was under the reserve, and he actually overpaid for some, which is what we think. Actually, we didn't even participate in any of these properties and this time, this go around, along with many other professionals there. But anyway, that's what he was doing. So he purchased the property. Good for him. Kudos. Still 188 to 238. Maybe he'll make some money, because there are expenses involved. It is a Ponte Vedra property though, and it is, let's see, let's go back here. Just want to show it to you again in full. It's right here, and the property in question is one of these. Look it up. Anyway, next one. 1114. That's next to the last. 110 Calais El Jardin or Hardin unit. Actually, it's not unit 101, it's unit 104. I couldn't find it, but they're probably all the same. His estimate is 100 grand. Reserve was 79. No one bid on it. You know, it's very rare. There's only one guy that buys condos, and he buys them very, very cheap if they have liens on them, especially from the homeowner association. I won't disclose his name, but he's quite sharp guy, and he wasn't there, so he didn't buy. He wouldn't buy this anyway. Look at the reserve. And here is the last property, 216. Just wanted to show you this to you. It did not sell, but the property is right here. It's got some nice, you know, nice backyard, little lake, and so forth. Bit too close to other properties as far as I'm concerned. The reserve 188, 229, same exact as the plaintiff total. High bid 100. His estimate 182. Didn't go. I hope you don't smell that. Anyway, that's all she wrote when it comes to the auction. Oh yeah. And in other news, one of my favorite haunts, if you will, is the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. They do report on housing sales. They're a little behind as far as just the housing number, the amounts are concerned. We're talking about maybe just a few months behind. But here's a full chart. Goes all the way back to 1963. Till today, which is July, I think July, yeah, August 2014. So that was like 2 months ago. And as you can see, the amount that was sold, amount of homes, this is in the thousands, from 1990 to the peak, which was 05, according to this, June 05, was quite considerable. Then you had an incredible precipitous drop down to 2010, sorry. And 2011, when I bought, I thank you, properties started selling. Now, it's a different type of buying here. Let's hone in on this, and I'll show you what I mean. In this situation, from 2005 down, you know, people were basically not buying. They were selling, they were capitulating, they were foreclosing. It was a mess. Now, February 2011 up, the particular increase in sales is not that much, or not as as dramatic as this fall. Buying is never as dramatic as selling, but I have to say one thing: this type of buying, investors, lots of cash buyers, investors, and yeah, that's what we're seeing here. Now, today's news segment is all about the interest rates. Remember that pennant that I was talking about, that little triangle pennant flag, whatever they call it, that's formed from, say, I don't know, June 25th, 2013, all the way up to just about here, October 2nd, 2014. As I mentioned, if that trend line here that was formed in that pennant gets breached, it will actually, you'll see a precipitous drop from here. And that's exactly what's going on with the 30-year fix up until this point. As a matter of fact, let's look at a 6-month chart, and you can see that 30-year fixes actually drop quite a bit. Janet Yellen likes to, you know, bring it down when things are really not that tight. I don't care what the media tells you. But let's look at Bloomberg. Bloomberg, rates below 4% leave U.S. refinancing bankers sleepless. They can't sleep. Why? Because they're basically refinancing at a much, much lower rate. Very interesting. Good article to read. Doesn't really say that much about the housing market per se, other than the fact that people are refinancing, and of course the rates are below 4% at this particular point in time. There should be some people buying, but are they really? Toll Brothers. Let's look at the chart of Toll Brothers, which is a builder, and as you can see, Toll Brothers bottomed out mid-October, and they're now coming up because of this situation, the rates going down. Kind of makes sense. More people buy as the rates go down. Homes can get kind of cheaper, if you will. And let's look at the Philadelphia Housing Index. Same situation. Look at, woo, that was quite a jump from mid-October. Mid-October, you would think the ceiling had fallen. The sky had fallen, sorry. And the ceiling. You know, ceilings get pretty heavy and they could crush you. So, anyway, but look at this. Look at this rise. It's incredible. As a matter of fact, this is a 6-month chart of the HGX. I like to go to the HGX a lot and do a little research on the movements of this particular index. It's a housing index, and again, remember, this is a 3-year chart. Okay, this is November of 2011 right here. Housing index went up, and now it's basically still going sideways. As a matter of fact, it could still move down and still be considered within a sideways channel. So, no fret. And by the way, if you ever find yourself in court and you see me, just make sure of one thing. Take your hats off. It's doggone court. And remember, bid well, have no fear. Until next time.